When it comes to weather and weatherproof designs, it is essential to take into account the climate of the geography in question. This will enable the design to stand the test of a timeline which may witness weather change. To talk more about it with us, we have with us today Mr. Deepak Mehta. Mr. Deepak Mehta is the principal architect at Deepak Mehta Architects, a premier architectural firm based out in Mumbai that was established in 1985. Mr. Deepak Mehta, after his graduation, worked with architect Hafiz Contractor as an associate architect and has grown steadily over the years. Today, his firm has spread its wings in more than 12 cities of India and overseas in Dubai. So everyone, let's welcome Mr. Deepak Mehta.
It's a real good platform, for this waterproofing. And recently, why I took this subject as soon as a subject, sent me a mail, because I've been an architect and practicing for more than 35 years. I am the victim. Let me tell you again, I am the victim of, this waterproofing. My own house is Khandala, where I'm facing a lot of problems elsewhere also. In fact, I have learned, from this after so many years of experience, what can be a problem, why it was not occurring. Architecturally, I'm talking, please. It is not about the material, not about waterproofing experts or chemicals. Many years back, we have been doing buildings, and you must be seeing also there not much of waterproofing problems are there. Even from the external wall, the seepages are not there, nor from the toilets, nor from any other where. And why it is now suddenly you see less 5 to 10 years of around 10 years of decade, this thing has been prevailing tremendously with everyone. I just recently, one of my waterproofing, I'm talking about a vendor, he was telling me he's doing a project for very topmost builder, I cannot name it, of the country in Mumbai. And within 1 year or 2 years, the waterproofing problem started over there from the toilets and elsewhere. Why? Maybe, I think, the design aspect is architecturally as well as, the construction and other implementations by MEP, HVAC consultant and others input during the design stage, is very important. Suppose now we are doing project in Chennai, for leading developer over there. The first thing we wanted to do it is to place an outdoor AC unit, because nowadays air conditioning is there in everywhere, almost all the apartment, including the living rooms and all the rooms. So we first thought, let me try, first locating the outdoor unit so that, that is the main source of, where, the thing starts into this, and then the drainage is not proper, the outdoor unit's drain is not linked to the drain pipe, and it is just left open and all those things. Then suddenly a question came up, what about the washing of the outdoor units? Suddenly the AC guys, they come after a quarter or so, and that water also starts dripping down. My point is, when we as an architect, as a designer, all the smallest aspect before the design is released that side, before the working has to be taken care of. There are many aspects like the facade. The facade has to be designed. I'm talking about facade as the building itself, from all four sides of design, where suppose the rain lashing in Mumbai, and this area is very high compared to the south, so which is the area that what kind of precaution has to be taken. The rain breakers are there, you cannot have a continuous dead wall. Then at the joint between beam and walls, it can be a brick wall or it can be a concrete block wall. Has to be very well taken care of by means of some waterproofing joints to be taken care of, and not in chemical maybe or whatever way. So that way a lot of architectural aspects are there. When we had been working for Hiranandani's, we have done many projects for them, including Thane and everywhere. We used to take double wall. Double wall was a fantastic, idea and concept, where the cavity at the bottom is left open. So direct water is not splashed on the main wall, and the double wall takes care of it, and the water is dripped out from the cavity wall. But now, due to the new bylaws, after Subodh Kumar's new bylaws, it has not been allowed. So then we have to take care of some other measures. See, all these small things are the design aspect to be taken care by an architect at the time of designing. In the sink, with the MEP consultants, the contractors, and other related agencies. Waterproofing consultants are there, yes, including them, they should be taken. Nowadays, what they do for toilets, they give a undersunk. We have been using this undersunk concept of exposed pipe into the lower floors for more than 25 years. Let me tell you, abroad it has been widely used. So here, we are using, and the waterproofing is left out on the top of the toilet for only 3 inches or so, which is used by some light gratings of chemicals or something like that. So there, any leakage of the pipes occur, the undersunk, the below flat toilets has to be, accessed, and it's very openly and very perfectly managed. Unlike it is below the waterproofing of 6 inch or 9 inch of the toilet, where we have to break, and the pipes, they do away after around 10 years or 15 years. And then actually the problem starts with both the apartments staying up and down. The leakages comes into the below, they have been suffered. The upper guy says, I will not allow you to enter my toilet. So these are the design aspects to be taken care by an architect, a designer, of course with developers, of course with who are the owners. In case of government, yes, we have to be convince them this kind of design elements has to be taken care, so that the waterproofing unwanted problem is been solved right at the beginning, at the design stage and at the construction stage. Like for external walls, nowadays, to increase the carpet area, whatever Rera carpet or the Mofa carpet, people from 9 inch, they have reduced to 6 inch. That 6 inch wall, if it is very well done up, it's good. Otherwise, 6 inch wall, it should not be allowed. Let me tell you, the BMC should come into it and say 9 inches of wall. Because the leakage, seepages, I could not say leakage, but seepages on the wall is not been very well protected by the 6 inches wall. Now again, nowadays even the 4.5 inch of blocks have been used to increase the carpet area. That kind of, external walls will not be sustained in Mumbai's weather. You go into dry climate, you go into somewhere where rains are not, yes, it can be done, but not in Mumbai. The rains are very, very bad, and sometimes in July, August, the lashes of that, will wash out of there. Example of the external plasters, the sand which has been used has to be very well cleaned, remove all the kilns, remove all the unwanted elements over there, and then otherwise that same sand with salt contained will open up the cracks and the water will start seeping from there. So these are all construction elements, architectural design elements, and all other things. Sunshades. Now sunshades are there, I would suggest if your room is facing towards somewhere, say south, southwest or west, let your sunshade be 4 feet wide, so that will take care of the direct water lashes coming into your room. Again, after that, the aluminum windows. I will tell you, I was facing the problem. The water was into my own house. Aluminum windows were not properly fitted. So from the screws, instead of going out, the drainage was not done it, and it went directly down into the slab. From the slab, the water was leaking. So the agencies of this aluminum windows or PVC windows or whatever, it has to be very well thought of it. The detail of jambs, the detail of the window sill has to be worked out so that the water is not, it's easily seeped out with the draining coming outside, and also not on the walls. There should be some system. So a lot of the small things are there. Flower bed is biggest source of water leakage. Flower beds, yes, it is very good. Architecture is good. Green building wise, sustainable building wise, it is a very good element. But if it is not designed or thoughtfully done with the water, how it can be drained out with a separate vertical draining system, and even the waterproofing done in that flower bed has to be thought of it. Of course, balconies and terraces are the biggest source of this. They're also somewhere due to aesthetic, or the site condition prevails, the slope is taken up in the reverse way towards the room side. Now that type of slopes are not done properly. The water directly enters into the room rather than going out. So my point is, if there's a lot of things has to be thought of it on the facade, the paint, the quality of the paint, the texture paint, which to use, where, and builders want to save on monies and cost, and they, instead of going for texture paint and good quality of paint, what an architect suggests they don't want, they will call and they say who is the minimum, who is price wise lowest has been offered. So lot of things are there. Terrace also is the biggest of course, everyone knows nowadays flat terraces are used. Initially, there were sloping roofs. Terrace is also biggest source. The joints, especially the slope, not given properly. The slope connecting from the drain pipe to the terrace joint is not taken care. So this is small architectural elements. As an architect, I would say, has to be taken care in the design itself, during the design stage, during the pre-design stage. Why we need so and so things at particular stage. Later on, worst part in Mumbai is been done by interior designers. They want to impress the client. Okay, I'm giving you this much good design. I'm giving you, extra area from the. You must have seen in many of the buildings. They take out nowadays. An extra area, a ledge of around 2 feet or 3 feet where people can come out and stand over there, which is not in FSI, not in approval, not in this. These are the biggest source of leakages. This is the biggest source. So government, we all self-monitoring system-wise also, we have to look upon this. We look, my apartment, my flat is coming out very nice and I'm inviting my friends and okay, see, I've taken this much area out. The grid is unlimited. Now that grid results in not a proper way of working doing, and the leakages, seepages starts from there, pouring down. Now that person must be enjoying his apartment nicely, doing up the interior and spending 1 crore or more into that. But the the apartment people who are staying there will be facing a problems, maybe not soon, but after some time. So a lot of these elements and aspects of designs are there, which has to be regulated, which has to be in the discipline, which either the government or we all have to look into it as a fraternity, all has to, and then and only then it works. Recently I have seen into one building, high-rise building in Lower Parel, where they have connected the old ducts, where ODU was not properly planned out. And when the ODU was there, the duct water overflows and falls on the ODU, and then they have some electrical connection over there, some short circuits happening. So a lot of things are to be done at the time of designing of a buildings. ODU is an outdoor unit of an air conditioning. Even the size is not properly matched. It is not thought how much AC is required for what areas and how much ODU will be there. As per that, the size has to be properly thought of, the drainage. So I think, if all this is taken care right at the initial stage of design with architect, MEP consultant, HVAC, of course the builder or developer or the owner and the contract. And of course the waterproofing consultant or vendor, if it is there, has to be in the team so that, anything is missed out by anyone can be taken care of. So this waterproofing for Mumbai is a different subject. Say for Delhi or any dry weather or anywhere else in India is a different aspect. The design factors are different for all of them. So if it is very well thought at the beginning, then all the other chemical and this and all the things can be avoided at a later stage. Of course, with climatic conditions, with variations of the temperatures and lot of other things and the aging of the building, it may happen. We are not seeing. But then we may try the best out of it and how we can avoid these things or delay the things as far as possible. So I would suggest we all as a team can join up to have the design aspect right in the beginning and do the needful, so we avoid all the other wanted problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta, for your insight.